Hello everybody, it's Lisa, and this is an Essential Oils for Beginners class. Very brief. I'm going to keep it to around 20-25 minutes. So welcome. And again, my name is Lisa. I've been using doTERRA oils for about 5 years. Only been actively selling them for a tiny fraction of that time. But I just couldn't keep them to myself even when I was not selling them. They are so amazing that I want everyone to have a part of this. Very healthy for you, very supportive, clean, helpful for the environment, helpful for the people who take them, the growers, the farmers, the harvesters, the producers, the testers. This company just gives back to everybody in so many ways, which we'll talk a little bit more in depth at the very end of this class. But I wanted to share a little bit about why I started using oils in the first place. I was having some health issues, and none of my doctors could really tell me why I was having them, only that they wanted to do some surgery and cut parts out of me, which I was not comfortable with, especially because they couldn't tell me why it was happening. I'm not into symptom management. I really want true health, so that was not good enough for me. So I started looking into alternative health practices and found some help with acupuncture and nutrition. But then I started finding that there are certain limitations to both of those, and I started looking for a little bit more. So I found doTERRA, and I want to just share a picture. So bear with me while I share my screen here. If I can. Oh no, maybe I can't. But anyway, I had a complication called melasma, where it gave me really dark patches right here around my mouth, across the bridge of my nose, and across my cheekbones. Very, very dark patches. And so much so that people would stop me in the street or at different places and tell me I had things on my face and try to wipe my face for me. Very embarrassing, not fun at all. And I had very clear skin before all of this happened. So it was kind of a new experience for me. And went to several dermatologists along with the doctors that I had been seeing. And even the dermatologist told me that was permanent. They gave me some skin whiteners, tried that. It just made the dark patches more prominent because it bleached the rest of my skin, but not the dark patches. So I was kind of at my wit's end at that point, and I found doTERRA, started using frankincense and helichrysum on my face in the morning and at night, just along with my regular moisturizer, and it started lightening up. And now you can see, like, very clear skin, somewhat hard to see on the video screen, but I have no more dark patches. And maybe at the end of this meeting, I'll attach the picture if they allow me to do that, because it's very, very clear what a difference it made. And so I've started there, and then it worked so well for me, I started experimenting with other things and using the oils for several different things. And now I have doTERRA toothpaste, doTERRA mouthwash, doTERRA skincare, doTERRA face care, shampoo, hair, as many products as I can use. My supplements, my nutritional supplements are all from doTERRA. I am a total convert. I believe in this company wholeheartedly, and I love their philosophy and their philanthropy. Very, very much a fan of everything they do. They put a lot of thought, quality testing, and love into what they do. So it is my company. That's the company for me. So what is an essential oil? An essential oil is a volatile aromatic compound, which means they smell and they evaporate quickly. And what happens is the plants use them for different things. So it might repel bugs, it might use the essential oils to help heal any kind of injury that it has. protect it from the sun. It has different qualities to it. Helps it to absorb nutrients or utilize nutrients from the soil. So what that means for us is that it has some of those same qualities. So we do have bug repellent oils. We do have aromas that make us appealing and are uplifting and healing in several different ways. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what an essential oil is. The way that we get them is that we distill them down from mass quantities of whatever that substances that we get the oils from. It may be a bark of a tree, it may be the sap of a tree or resin, it may be the leaves of a plant, the flowers. Several different parts of the orange tree are actually used. So neroli comes from the flowers, orange comes from the rind, and we have, there's one other one, maybe bergamot. I'll have to look that up. But there's another one that comes from a different part of the orange plant. So we use a lot of different varieties of plants and different varieties of the parts of the plants to get the essential oils, depending on what the chemical constitutions are of those oils and what they help us with in our health. So one of the things that you need to know as an oil user is there are 3 ways to use oils. The first one is topically, and that means you're going to put it on your skin. Usually I recommend a carrier oil. I'm a big fan of carrier oils, and all that means is that you take a drop of your essential oil and add it to a moisturizer, a lotion, olive oil, coconut oil, any type of natural healthy oils. You can spread that around to a larger part of your body, and it also helps it to stay on your skin long enough for your skin to absorb more of the oil, because like we said before, they evaporate really quickly if you just use it alone on your skin. So it can evaporate as much as 80–85% of the oil into the air before it even gets into your skin if you don't use a carrier. So I highly recommend a carrier oil. Not only does it spread over a bigger portion of your skin, but it also helps it to stay on your skin so you can absorb more. The second way you can use the oils is in a diffuser or aromatically. So diffusing is one kind of aromatic use. So you can put them in a water-based diffuser. We recommend ultrasonic. It's usually quieter and it gets a little bit better mist for the oil to spread around at a microscopic particle level. But there are also nebulizing diffusers where you don't use oil, or not water, just the oil. Those are also good. And you can also just be very basic with how you use it aromatically. You can put a drop in your hand, rub your hands together, and cup them over your nose and just inhale them. Actually, that's the fastest route. Aromatic use is the fastest route to get them into your bloodstream. It goes directly into your nose and into your bloodstream. Actually, it's very, very good that way for emotional support, because the limbic system, which is your emotional support system in your brain, is very close to your olfactory nerve in your nose. So when it goes in the nose, it's really going basically straight to your brain. And these molecules are small enough that it can cross the blood-brain barrier and it can get into your cells. So that's one of the main differences between essential oils and synthetic prescription drugs, is that usually prescription drugs can't get into the actual cell. They don't cross that cell membrane. They have to work in the interstitial fluids and other places in your body to do what they want you to do, or what we want them to do. Essential oils can get right in there. They cross that barrier, and they are lipid soluble, most of them. So that means they adhere to the fat and can go through that fat layer of the cell and get right into the cell and affect you at a cellular level. So aromatically, I believe it's within seconds it gets into your bloodstream, and within minutes, like 3 minutes, it's into your whole bloodstream, and it's affecting all of your cells. Topical use is the next fastest, and that takes about a minute or two to get all the way into your bloodstream, and then it affects the cells within 15 or 20 minutes of the whole body. And the third way you can use them is internally. And just a disclaimer, I would never ever recommend you taking any oils internally unless they were doTERRA oils. doTERRA does huge amounts of quality testing on every batch of oils that they produce to make sure there's no synthetics, there's no fillers, there's no additives, there's no second press oils, which technically are pure oils, but they don't have the same therapeutic value because the chemicals are so much more reduced. It means they took the same batch of stuff and they distilled it again. And so, as you can think, that the first press of all the oils, or the first pass through the distilling of the oils, you get the biggest quantity of essential oil and the best well-rounded chemical components. We don't want to use secondhand stuff. So doTERRA, only doTERRA, because an independent party tested, I believe it was Consumer Magazine. I don't remember the exact name of the magazine that did the testing in the article, but the Aromatic Research Center actually did the testing. There was a blind study where they just sent in oils. They didn't say what brand they were, where they had gotten them from, or anything like that. And doTERRA was only one of 3 oils out of, I believe, 20 that they tested that did not have any synthetics, didn't have any fillers, that were pure essential oils. And the other 2, one of them is going out of business and one of them is super expensive. It's like a stock quality oil. So doTERRA is definitely the most affordable quality brand that you need to use. So if you're using them internally, only use doTERRA. It's my recommendation anyway. Because with the other ones, you never know what you're getting. So doTERRA is very standardized for their quality, making sure that what the beneficial ingredients are in there at the exact quantities they need to be to make them effective for you and therapeutic. So if you take them internally, there are several ways to do that. Some of the milder oils, like the citrus oils, floral oils, you can just put a little drop in your water or your beverage and just drink it. You can put them under your tongue. You can put a drop in the palm of your hand, rub your thumb, and rub it on the roof of your mouth. I love that with peppermint. It's very strong, but it will open up everything if you're kind of stuffy. So again, internal use, you can take it in a veggie cap. You can get those from doTERRA too. Just a little empty capsule, like a soft gel, and you put whatever oils you want in there and take them internally. And just as an aside, if you look on the side of the doTERRA bottle, it will have one of 2 things on the back of the bottle. It will either say ingredients, in which case it is not for internal use. Usually that's our blends. And the other, almost all of our single oil blends will say supplement facts. Supplement facts means it is absolutely ingestible. You can take that internally safely. So first way was topical, putting it on your skin. Second way was aromatic use, breathing it in. Third way was taking it internally. And that does take the longest because it has to pass through your digestive system and your digestive tract before it can get into your cells in your body. Although your mucous membranes do absorb them faster, so if it's in your mouth, under your tongue, or on the roof of your mouth, it's almost instantaneous results into your bloodstream. But if you're taking it in a capsule or swallowing it into your stomach, it does take a little longer. But especially for digestive uses, that can be very, very helpful. So we talked about what essential oils are. We talked about how to use them. And now we're going to talk about why doTERRA. We hit on this a little bit. doTERRA has a beyond organic standard. So we talked about having them be pure, verified and tested, independent third-party tested, every batch is tested. We know exactly what the quality is of every single bottle of oil. But beyond that, doTERRA is a huge advocate of sustainability and making sure that the products that we harvest are earth friendly. So we don't want to over harvest. We don't want to destroy the earth in any way. We want to make sure that we left things better than what we found them. So doTERRA is a huge proponent of environmental sustainability and caring for the environment. So I love that about them. Second reason I love this company is because they are beyond fair trade. They have something called co-impact sourcing, which means that we don't want to own properties around the world. We want to make sure that we are helping other people live quality lives in those areas. So we send people over there to train with the farmers and the growers in the community to help them understand how to care for those plants, when to harvest, how much to harvest, and at what times to get the best chemical makeup, and also to leave it in a sustainable fashion. So even when our farmers aren't harvesting, they're still getting payments from us. We want to make sure that everything is beyond fair trade. So we're enhancing the quality of lives for the growers and the harvesters and the distillers all across the world. Because one of the things that we have found out is that you have a much better chemical makeup. It's a more effective essential oil if you grow crops in their indigenous lands. So we don't want to take all of those plants and grow them in the United States because they wouldn't be as chemically effective as if they were growing in their natural habitat. So co-impact sourcing, helping people build better lives. And along with the co-impact sourcing, we don't want to just teach those farmers and growers to do that job, but we want to help their community as well. So doTERRA goes in and helps them with different things. We've had wells dug so that the people don't have to leave for hours and hours to go get water, clean water. We've put in schools and health clinics and helped them in other ways. doTERRA does microloans for people in the community to help build up those communities and make them robust, just loving people, places to live. So that's our co-impact sourcing. And our Healing Hands Foundation. Healing Hands is doTERRA's nonprofit, and they cover all of the cost of running the charity. So every single donation that goes to Healing Hands goes directly to the charity work itself. And they also have different volunteers that come from the company, and that includes all of us as customers. We can go on these mission trips and help do some of that work that we talked about earlier, building schools and whatnot. So Healing Hands Foundation is amazing and awesome. I love that too. They do a lot of work with saving kids and women from human trafficking, and they do rehabilitation if they have found people that have been trafficked, so that they can deal with that traumatic stress and get them back into a healthy living life. So just a tiny fraction of what Healing Hands does. So if you want more information, you can definitely go on the website. doTERRA's website has a lot of information about Healing Hands and all of the work they do. So the next part is the oils. Let me check, see how much time we have for the oils. About 10 minutes. So quickly going through the oils, the top 10 oils, of course, lavender. Lavender is everything soothing. So I like to put it on my mattress pad or my pillows before I put the sheets on or before I put my pillowcases on, and it just helps me relax when I go to bed. Diffusing it is awesome if you're having lots of craziness and stress, and also great for skin and burns and cuts and bruises. Very, very soothing and helps everything heal. And then we have lemon oil. Lemon is one of my favorites. It's everything cleansing. So I like to drink it in my water every day. I use it with olive oil to help polish my wood furniture. It's beautiful for that. It smells amazing. I use it on my wooden cutting board, help clean and deodorize. It's great for getting any kind of sticky gunk from the price tag stickers, or you're a kindergarten teacher. Kids put stickers everywhere. So scrape the sticker off and then use a little lemon oil and a cotton ball, gets it right off. And also stains. It's great for stains, getting stains out of everything, even oil stains. Peppermint. Peppermint, I already told you, can rub on the roof of your mouth to help open up your sinuses. On the back of your neck, it's very cooling and soothing on those hot summer days. Also, if you're really tired, putting a drop in your hands, we call this cupping. Just taking a big breath in helps kind of energize you and give you a lift. But peppermint's one of those oils that's very balancing. So if you're feeling, it helps kind of bring you down. And if you're feeling, helps bring you up a little bit. I like to diffuse orange and peppermint in my little diffuser necklaces or my diffuser bracelets. So I can take a sniff or a whiff of it all day. Just helps me stay calm and peaceful in that nice moderate zone. Frankincense. Oh, I talked about frankincense already. It's one of my loves. I call him my little Frankie. Frankincense is the king of oils, and we always say, when in doubt, use frankincense. If you don't know what to use frankincense. It's good for everything, literally everything. It's a cellular restorer. It helps so that your cells can replicate properly. So if your cells are kind of getting whacked out and funky, not doing the right thing, they can create apoptosis, where they kind of just lets itself die and lets a new cell take over, and it doesn't replicate the damaged cells. So that's what happened on my skin. My skin was damaged, and it kind of cleared up the damage on my skin and helped it heal from the inside out. So frankincense is awesome for skin. On Guard. On Guard is our immune support blend, and I use this at school all the time, especially in the hacky months in the winter time when you're all cooped up together and everybody's sneezing and coughing on everybody else. Diffuse this. It kills the germs everywhere, on surfaces, in the air. We have a spray sanitizer. You can make your own with that On Guard blend. Clean up your hands. I know lots of moms take it and spray it on the toilets when their kids have to use a public restroom. So hand sanitizer spray, you can diffuse it for the germs in the air, but my favorite way is to take it with a little bit of honey and help me stay healthy all winter. And when those hacky, yucky stuffs go around, I'm not usually the one that gets sick. So that's always a benefit. We have our Breathe Oil. Our Breathe Oil does exactly what its name implies. It helps you breathe. So runners use this before they run to open their passageways up, keep them open as they exercise. If you're stuffy, you can take a couple whiffs of the Breathe Oil. We have a vapor stick that goes on your chest, and you can inhale it as you sleep to help you stay open in your airways as you sleep. I have had a lot of testimonies with people with this oil where they start diffusing it at night for themselves, and their spouse, who may or may not be snoring, has stopped snoring. So if that's a problem for you, you might want to try this one first before you have any big stuff happen. Melaleuca. Melaleuca is also known as tea tree, which is most people know it better as tea tree. It is very good at cleansing. So I like to put a couple drops in some alcohol in a spray bottle and some water, and I wipe everything down. So it kills all the germs on everything. So at school, toys, surfaces, chairs, tables, anything that grimy, yucky, germy hands might touch, Melaleuca. Also, I use it on my cutting board with my lemon oil. And our next one is Digestin. Oh, before I move on, Melaleuca is really good for clearing up skin. If you have any pimples, if you have any acne type issues, those are any Melaleuca. Use Melaleuca for that. Digestin is anything digestive. So Digest Zen helps your tummy be zen. And if you have gas or bloating, upset stomach, any kind of digestive upset, heartburn, Digestin is awesome for that. Weird fact, Digestin is also really good for allergy symptoms. So if you're kind of stuffy, wheezy, runny, I like to put a little bit around my belly button, which seems really weird, but you do have some things in there called Peyer's patches that produce histamine. So the Digestin helps reduce that histamine response. So you can also put it over your sinuses, on your temples, the backs of your ears. It helps just kind of open things up. Dancing feet need deep blue. As most of you know, I'm an avid dancer, so I dance hours at a time. And I also teach yoga. So overworked muscles love deep blue, and dancing feet love deep blue. So any deep blue is for any type of muscle ache and pain, for joint inflammation. We have the regular oil. We also have the deep blue rub, which is in a lotion base, which is kind of a replacement for any other topical rub that you might use over the counter for muscles. And it smells really good. I love the smell of deep blue. And oregano. Oregano is great for when you're feeling run down. It helps kill a lot of big time funky bacteria, fungus. Oop, there's my time. So this is our last one. We'll finish this one. It's really good for if you have that hard calloused skin on your feet, your heels, your toes. Put a little oregano on it. It does smell like a pizza, but I think most of us like to smell pizza. If you want to get rid of the gunkiness inside of you, you can use what we call the Flume Balm. F-L-O-O-M. Frankincense, good for everything. Lemon, cleansing. Oregano kills every big germ and funky fungus that you have. And On Guard, our immune blend, and Melaleuca, F-L-O-O-M, Flume. Put a drop or two in a veggie cap. Swallow that up. If you're feeling like something's coming, do it right away. Couple times a day. Also, you can rub it on the bottoms of your feet. Oregano is really good for seasoning because it's so tasty. So if you are interested in learning more about the oils, you can contact me at my Facebook page, my website page, not my Facebook page, www.doTERRA.com/Lisa Hendricks. That's me, LISAHENDRICKSND, just the letters N and the letter D. So you can also look for my Facebook page. It's called Living the EO Life, and you can learn more about oils there. And I look forward to hearing from you. Oh, and I also told you some of you I might tell you a special thing about me. My special thing is not just that I love dancing. My special thing is that I love cheese. Every kind of cheese, all kinds of cheese, cheesecake, any kind of cheese dip, I love it. So there's my special secret that you can tell me back to make sure that I know that you watch this video all the way to the end. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later. And make sure you get a hold of me if you want to learn more about how to get these amazing oils.